Guys, welcome back to another video with Venmo Motors here. Today we're going to be working on another Kia. This is another Kia Forte, and today we're going to be changing out some spark plugs. So first thing I got to do is go around to the driver's side and pop the hood. So here we are on the driver's side. I'm just going to come in right here. We have our steering wheel, and we're just going to come down to the side, grab this latch right here, and pop the hood just like that. So now we got the hood popped, we're just going to come in here. And we're going to grab this little latch, see if we can get a angle on that. This latch right here. Pull that over. And that should pop right open. Just like that. We got the hood open. Alright, next thing we got to do is we got to get this plastic cover off right here. And to do that, you just grab on one side, just yank. And you go to the other side and yank up. This corner, pull up. And lastly, this corner, just pull it up. And take that off. Just set that up here. Alright, now that we got that cover off, we just need to get in here and get these wires undone first. And the way to do that is not too tricky, but you just have to be careful because this plastic is very brittle. So if you're not careful with it, you could end up breaking the plastic and the clip won't be functioning as a clip anymore. It'll just have to stay in there. We'll get to that right now. So now we're going to come in here. I'm just going to use this pick tool right here to get inside. We're just going to come right here where this is. What I do is I just pull it up a little bit. It's a little plastic tab, just like that. Between this tab right here, how it's popped out, and the other tab that's still in there. So I'll just show you a lot closer view of that. So you get in here with that, you just push it out. Just like that. We'll do it over here on this one. Same thing. And last one over here. Alright, so now those are all undone. So now all I have to do is you come in here, press down this tab, and just pull right off. Alright, there we go. Now what we need to do is we need to get a 10mm socket. So I got one right here, 10mm. We're going to come on this bolt right here. And we're just going to crack this loose. Just like that. And I'm just going to loosen up all of these. Alright, now once these are all loose, you can just come in with your socket or with your hands and just loosen them up the rest of the way. Alright, now those bolts are all out. I just have them set up right there, just so I can access them later. Now I need to pull out these spark plug boots, so I'm just going to pull that out. Just going to pull these out. Just going to lay them down over here in order. Now if you're ever trying to pull those out and they get a little stuck, for example, if you're over here and you're trying to pull it out, you just keep pulling and it won't come, just give a little twist and pull at the same time, and it helps it get out. So there we go. Okay, now that we got all those out, I'm just going to look in here and you can see our spark plug right there. There's number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I just need to pull those out. So I'm just going to get my spark plug socket. This is a 5/8 spark plug socket. I'm just going to take it and stick it down in there. Just get that on there. I'm going to grab my ratchet, get it in the off position, put it on there. I'm just going to pull and break them loose. Just going to loosen this up all the way. Do the rest of the way by hand. Okay, got the rest of the way by hand. And there's our spark plug. Alright, so I'm just going to get to the next one. Put that on. Get my ratchet. Break it loose. There's that one. I just want to make a small note. If you're ever going to loosen up spark plugs like with impact or anything like that, or power tools, do not break them loose, because you could break the spark plug, you could strip them out, and you're going to have a long day if you end up doing that. So if you're going to use a tool like this, what you should do first, get your ratchet on, break it loose until it's pretty hand loose. Then you can get your power tool, put it on, and loosen it up the rest of the way like that. And then you loosen it up the rest of the way with your power tool after you break it loose. Last one right here. Break that loose. Loosen up the rest of the way with the power tool. There we go. Okay, so I have my old spark plugs right here. I have my new spark plugs I'm going to be putting Bosch in. These spark plugs that were in the car were NGKs. You can use NGK Iridiums if you like, but I prefer Bosch. It's a little better brand in my opinion, but to each their own. And then I keep my spark plug boots in order. So this is from 1, 2, 3, and 4. I just keep them in order so that way if there's a little difference in them, that they still go back to the same place. So yeah, now let's get these new spark plugs opened up and get them installed. Alright, so we got a new spark plug here, and before I open it up, I always like to read the directions on the back, and please listen to the manufacturer's recommendations on these. So right here it says do not gap and do not use anti-seize. So whatever this is gapped to, do not change it, because these are very delicate and you can end up breaking them if you do that. So let's get this opened. Just going to pop this open like this. Get our spark plug out. Get that off. And I'm just going to compare the spark plugs, just because you want to make sure they're the same length and everything when you go to install them. Because if it's longer and you have clearances in your engine, you could end up breaking your spark plug and breaking your engine, and a lot of bad things could go wrong if you don't triple check these. So now I'm just going to take this, I'm going to put it in my spark plug socket like that. This will hold it so it doesn't fall out. You just want to be very careful, because these tips right here, as you can see, are very delicate, and you do not want to damage them, because if you damage that, then you're going to mess up the whole spark. So let's get this installed. Start with cylinder number 1 here, nice and steady, and just tighten it by hand. Do not use a power tool to tighten these down. Please do not. Just by hand, nice and slow, until you can't turn it by hand anymore. I'm just going to take my ratchet here, just come down and just snug it up a little bit, just like that. I'll pop my socket off, and now I'm going to do the next one. Alright, now that I got all the spark plugs in, I'm just going to take my spark plug boots and put those back in as well. Okay, now installing these spark boots was just the reverse. You put them in, put the bolt in, tighten it down. You can use a power tool to tighten them down, or you can just snug them up with a ratchet by hand. Either one works. So now we just need to reattach all these to the plugs. I go back in here, and they're pretty easy to mix up. It's just, you just put them in the spot where it's closest to it, just like this. Just put them all in. Put that one in. Pop all those tabs down. And there we go. We're all done. Now let's fire up the car and see how it sounds. Engine sounds great. Yeah, we did a good job. Alright, well, that's really all there is to it, to changing your spark plugs. 2016 Kia Forte. That's pretty similar. I did it on my other car right here, which is a Nissan Altima, and it's almost the exact same, except a different size spark plug socket. That's the only difference. But in order to do this job right here, these are all the tools you need, really. You need a ratchet, a spark plug socket with an extension, 10mm socket, and like a little tool to pop those tabs open. You can use a flathead screwdriver. I just happen to have these kind of picks in my case, and that's all you need to change these. It's honestly super simple, and I think anybody is able to do this. And if you go to the dealership and you say, I need new spark plugs, so it's that time, they'll cost you around $250 sometimes just to replace these. It took me, I think, 10 minutes, and that was with filming, and that's all it took. So let's just get this cover back on. Let's get this cover back on. And we're done. Car runs like new, and this is all we needed to do it right there. So if you guys like the video, go ahead and give a like, subscribe. And try to make these videos once a week. I'll leave a link in the description below of the tools that I used. I'll list these spark plugs in there, spark plug socket extension, and I'll just list that because that's all there really is to do this. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Just to confirm that your spark plug brand does not change the effect on your car, we're just gonna come right here on the car, put the key in, I'll start it right up. And you can see there's no lights on at all. The car is sitting about 4,000 miles, which the change interval is 105. I just changed them now because the other day while driving, the engine light came on and there was a little bit of rough idle, so I just changed them out. So there you go.